Welcome to the Monday afternoon session.
Walk this way.
Hope you guys are all doing well, feeling good. Wherever you are hearing me from. So, good afternoon, wherever you guys are hearing me from. Welcome to Success Mastery webinars, where we get together every Monday just for a quick hour to do a teaching and to join a group of people that are setting course for a great life. I call you guys the 3% Club. So if you're listening to me on Zoom, if you're listening to me on Facebook or on YouTube, welcome. And I think this afternoon is going to be a great session. So where are we in the teaching? So we started this year with goals, and over the last session that we had last week, I was on a flight, so I did a recording. And this week we are going to carry on. So we're busy doing the John Maxwell 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Okay? So we are going through the laws together. And last week we went and we did 2 laws. And this week we'll do 2 or 3 laws together, and we are going to grow. And the reason why is because we spoke about the law of the lid. Remember the law of the lid that we spoke about on the last training session, that leadership can be taught. Some people are born with better qualities. They can become better leaders, but everyone can improve on their leadership quality. You know, this last week I had a consultation with a company, and in that consultation, it was quite amazing that in this group, there were 2 companies, right? And the one company was just doing so well. It was really doing exceptionally well. I think they must have gone from about 5 million to about, I think, 30 million. So just think about that, 5 million to 30 million. And the other company was not doing so well. I mean, I don't even think it showed a profit. And a lot of times people judge this thing called leadership, and they don't understand that it is everything. Everything rises and falls with leadership. So people don't know how important leadership. And then I was busy listening to the 2 different types of leaders of this 2 different companies within the same group. And the one leader was, I hold people accountable. I pay them well. I look after them, but I hold them accountable. And the other leader had it was no direction. Okay, he was more of a friend than a leader to his team. And the first thing I was listening to, and I was saying, if I had to rank these 2 leaders, and I had to say, what is the leadership lid? What is the leadership lid of this person, and what is the leadership lid of this person? And how many people in the group, if the group had a choice on who to follow, who would they follow? So that is why I believe leadership is so important. You know, a lot of times people ask the question, how do you go and build a great business? How do you handle the people problem? And that all comes down to leadership. You want to make more money? You better become a better leader. Because if you want to make more money, that means you've got to help more people. And how do you help more people? Through your product and service. But your product and service is done through people. Now, yes, you can automate it and that, but somewhere along that formula, I guarantee you, people skills comes into play, and you've got to lead people. What did we speak what did we speak on the last training? We spoke about what is leadership, and then we spoke about influence. So the first law that we learned was the law of the lid. Second law that we learned was the law of influence. And what is leadership? Nothing more than influence. So it's very important. I'm telling you guys, leadership makes or breaks companies all the time. Leadership makes or breaks companies all the time. And I want to tell you guys on the next one, on the next law, which is the law of navigation. The law of navigation. Just putting off my phone here. I had it on. So the law of navigation, very, very important law. You know, when I started the 25 irrefutable laws, what did we say? Remember what we said. All these laws are independently on their own. They stand on their own. It's not like one is more important than the other. And now, if you had to hear different people from the John Maxwell organization or John Maxwell himself, he would say, I really love this law. I really love this law. This law has really helped me. And there are certain laws that he says, I really struggle with this law. I really struggle with this law. So we are not all good at all the laws. Right? We're not good at all the laws, but they're all important. They all stand on their own. So the law of navigation. Anyone can steer a ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. Takes a leader to chart the course. Okay? So anyone can steer a ship. So what does that mean? You are there, you're turning the ship. You're going left, you're going right, or where you're going to, you're driving a car, you're going left, you're going right. But chart the course. Where are we going? A leader needs to navigate. The law of navigation, okay? So what's the number one thing? You know, I always go to companies and I speak so much of vision. I speak so much of vision, and vision is so important to me. And one, I truly believe the Bible is one of the greatest coaching leadership books there is. And without a vision, you will perish, the good book says. Without a vision, you will perish. Now, that's not by chance. It is what it is. That's without a vision, you'll perish. If you wake up each day and you don't have a vision of yourself, if you can't see a better life for yourself, if you can't see where is your tomorrow going, if you can't see it, you see, one of the faculties human being has is the faculty of imagination, the faculty of imagination. Now, you use your imagination a lot when you have a vision. Because currently you might have you might want a beautiful house. You might want a beautiful house, but you can't see the house. You can't see the house. And that becomes a problem, because how do you navigate? How do you set a course for something that you can't see? And human beings have imagination. Human beings have imagination. So, and you can feed the imagination. How? You can, if you go watch a movie, when you get to watch a movie and for a few minutes, you are in that movie. It's as if you are there. The mind doesn't know about your problems, about your challenges in that moment. That's why people love movies, because for that 1 hour, 1.5 hours, they're in another world. That's where they imagine, right? They're in that. And the subconscious and the conscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's imagined. So if you have a vision of yourself for the future and you can see it, and once you see it, you must be able to feel how it feels to have it. You must be able to see it, and then you must be able to feel it. So the law of navigation is no longer just about you. It's no longer just about you. It's about the vision, yes. You've got to have a vision. But the vision is not just for you. You actually, there's sales involved in it actually, because you have to see a vision and you have to sell that vision to a team through leadership, through influence. You must get a team to say, listen, guys, I have a vision Henry Ford had a vision to have the first combustion car, and he needed a whole team to follow him towards that vision. So he needed to sell that vision. He needed to show the people, this is my vision of the future. This is how great, one day when I get there to the top, when I go and build this great business that will build so much wealth, that will help so much people in the world, that every single person can have a car. Bill Gates said that every single person can have a desktop computer. Virgin said he wanted to build an airline. I'm forgetting his name now, right? He wanted to build an airline. And he said, listen, I'm going to build a great airline. This is my vision. And he had to get people to join him on this vision to this great business. A parent has a vision of a great family. How will this family be? How will they conduct themselves? Is this vision of every evening they will come together, have supper together, share stories of the day? How will the household be full of challenges, or will this household be full of laughter and love and connection? So a leader says, this is the vision I have of this future for my business. This is the vision I have for my family. This is the vision I have for myself. This is the vision I have in my relationship. And then you've got to influence through leadership a group of people towards that vision. Are you guys understanding how important vision is? How important vision is in leadership? Navigation requires understanding of the future. Understanding of the future. Now, I had a bit of a conflicting when I first read this. Understanding, but listen, if I want to go and have this beautiful car or have this home, I see the future. This is a vision, okay? But navigation understands the future. But sometimes the reason I had this problem with this statement, navigation requires understanding of the future, was, but sometimes I want this great thing in my life, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get there. And when you start becoming a leader, that doesn't mean you know everything. Doesn't mean you know everything. You can have a vision of the future, and you can get a team to join you on this vision of this future. And you can say, guys, this is the vision of the future. I want to build the first combustion car in mass production so everyone can afford a car. I just don't know how to get it. But what I do know is I need to get the best minds together. I need to lead them, influence them of this vision so they can work together towards this vision. So you need to understand this future, but you don't always know how to get there. But with a team, with a right team around you, you can get there. Navigation requires accurate interpretation of the past. Navigation requires accurate interpretation of the past. So success builds on success. And I say this often, if you wake up in the day and you have this negative perception, negative mindset, you have this negative attitude of life, success will never attract you. Because success doesn't get attracted to a negative environment, a negative mindset, a negative attitude. It does not get attracted there. But what is the point? It doesn't matter if your past was full of failures. It doesn't matter if this new vision of yours you have never achieved. What you need to do is learn from your past. Not let the past break you. A leader always interprets the past. Navigation requires you to interpret the past, not let the past control you, not let the past break you, not let the past equal your future. If you want to navigate, if you really want to navigate, you've got to understand what went wrong, what worked, what happened in the past, because I'm setting course for a new future, for a new vision. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? To navigate for others, you must know the way, show the way, and go the way. Okay? So, a lot of times I will say, like I just said right now, so to navigate for others, you must know the way, show the way, and go the way. Now, you see, I have this issue here. Know the way. Does that mean you know how to get there? I don't think that is what it means. Okay? Know the way. The way is get a team together, brainstorm this challenge that you are facing, and that's the way you will get to where you want to go. Show the way. Guys, does everyone on this team have a great attitude? Does everyone on this team understand the vision? Does everyone on this team understand the way we operate? Does everyone on this team know what's expected of them? Great. Now I'm going to show you the way we are going to solve this problem. Because leaders don't always know everything. They don't. Leaders know how to lead, bring a team together to solve the problem and to set course for the vision and to navigate themselves through all the challenges that they are going to face. That is what a leader does. Okay? And a leader goes first through his actions, through the way he talks, his language. Right? Through his actions, his language, he's focused. He's very focused. He knows what he wants. And a leader goes first. A leader goes first. So plan ahead. Predetermine a course of action. Predetermine a course of action. So many people are stuck. They are paralyzed in perfection. So many people are paralyzed in perfection because they want to get somewhere. They don't know 100% the way to go. So they go nowhere. Tell you a story once. I love this story. Where did I think I learned that from Tony Robbins, if I remember correctly. So there was this colonel, and there was some research done in the army on how to do what was going to be the way forward. Will they use the research or the findings of the researchers of A, let's just call it A, or B. Okay? So, for many years, I think it was 10 years, in the army for this specific goal, they were researching, and they spent a lot of money on researching which way should they go about in achieving this goal. Okay? And so one day, this colonel asks for all the information, all the research on these two scenarios. Okay? On these two scenarios. Will we do X, will we do A, or will we do B? And he asked for all the research. Research that was be done for 10 years, there wasn't a very clear decision or a clear answer, not a decision, a clear answer on which way to go. There wasn't. So, after a week or so, this colonel, the people come in, the scientists or the people that want to know which project they're going to do, they come into the room, and this colonel, this leader, he says with certainty, guys, we are going with option A. We are going with option A. We are setting course for option A. So after the people left, one of his assistants came to him and said, "Sir, may I speak frankly?" He says, "Yeah, you can speak frankly. I just want to ask, they brought all this information to you, and you said you were going to look at it, and you would make a decision on which way to go. But I didn't see you really looking at all the information that they sent you that they've been bringing for the last 10 years, all the research that's been going for 10 years. And the way he responded was, listen, for the last 10 years, we have been researching which of the two are the better way to go about it, option A or option B. Okay? If we spend another year, if we spend another 6 months, if we spend another 10 years, the probability that we are going to get any more information is slim to none. But what I do know, if I set course and take action and make a decisive decision, I will know within the next few months if option A worked or didn't work. You see, leaders get as much information as possible. Then, with what they have, they set course and they take action. So they set course and they take action. They navigate. They say, listen, this is the way we're going to go for. And they say it with certainty. They say it with certainty. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong or right, but this is what I'm doing right now. Okay? They lay out goals. They say these are the goals. We need to go and achieve X, Y, and Z, because a leader has a vision of a future, but he lays out, he navigates, he lays out goals 1, goals 2, goals 3. These are the things that you need to do in order to get to where you need to get to. He navigates it. He says, guys, on our way to this thing, there are certain priorities. There are certain priorities that we will prioritize. And also, we will not lose our values. We will prioritize this. We'll prioritize, let's say it's safety. Safety will be our number one priority. We never abandoned a teammate in need. These are the values and principles that we will live by. You guys getting this? These are the values and principles that we will live by. And you know what? A leader knows who's on his team. Key personnel. I even said there's an inner circle and there's an outer circle. There's an inner circle and there's an outer circle. But he knows who's on his team. He knows who the key personnel people are. He knows he's going to set course. He sets the goals. He knows what his priorities are. That is how he plans ahead. He allows time for acceptance. There must be time for this thing to work. You don't just restart. Leaders make decisions quickly when they have the information, but they change slowly. Okay? They head into action. They take actions. And when they take action, a leader does expect turbulence. He does expect there will be a problem. Because if you really want to grow, if you want to get to the next level, you will never get to the next level when there is no challenges, difficulties that you have to overcome. And a leader celebrates when he gets his milestones. I'm always promoting, high five your team. Yes, we made it. Congratulations. Well done. Excellent work. I think that is important. That is important. Do you guys get me? That is important, okay? And you know what else a leader does in navigation? He reviews. All the time he reviews. Where were we? Where are we? Is this on track? Are we going towards our goals? Is this working for us? Is this not working for us? Do I have to change? Do I have to adapt? Okay, he's very flexible, but he doesn't change his goals. He doesn't change his course of action. He doesn't, just because there's a bit of difficulties, just because things are not working. He anticipated things were not working. He anticipated challenges. He's willing to evaluate and review the plan. Review the plan. Maybe you need to change the plan, adapt the plan. That's what a leader does. That is the law of navigation. That is the law of navigation, a very important law, because you've got to have a leader that navigates a team towards a vision. The law of navigation. Very, very important. You guys getting this? Getting this? Good, man. Good. So, the next law is one of my favorites, okay? I'm always speaking about this law. I'm always speaking about this law. The law of addition. The law of addition. Leaders add value by serving others. Leaders add values by serving others. Now, when people get confused when I speak about the law of addition, I always say to them, when you are on a team, are you adding or are you subtracting? Are you adding value to that team or are you subtracting? So when I say that, people don't understand that that is a leadership quality. The law of addition is a leadership quality. You lead by adding value to others. You lead by valuing people. And if you value people, you add value to them. Are you guys with me? The law of addition. If you practice this law daily, your life will change. If you practice this daily, your life will change. Because every single day you will be adding value to people's lives. If Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want to get, you'll get everything you want to get. But you've got to serve first. You've got to lead first. You've got to be a leader of addition. You've got to be a leader of addition. The bottom line in leadership isn't how far we advance ourselves, but how far we advance others. Listen to that. The bottom line in leadership isn't how far we advance ourselves, but how far we advance others. You get what you want only when you help others get what they want first. You help others. You add value to others. That's what a leader does. That's what a leader does. So let's get a bit deep into this, the law of addition. So if you can't give some evidence of making things better for your people, then you're probably a subtractor. You know, it's a sad thing. 90% of all people are subtractors. Unintentionally, they are subtractors. Why? They're always looking for themselves. They're always looking for their own interest. That's what 90% of people, 90% of people wake up to serve themselves. Do you know what makes this concept so difficult? It's when you so-called see rich people and you so-called see successful people and you see how hard they are and you see that they're always going out for their own interest. Okay? And therefore, because they're driving the car, because they're so successful, now that becomes your role model. So now all of a sudden, all what you do is you always think of yourself first, and therefore you are a subtractor. And sometimes people don't do this intentionally. But it's always, what is in for me? What is in for me? I mean, a lot of times we have a political problem. People, if we have politicians that don't live by the law of addition, how will ever things go forward in a country? Because the politician will look for his self-interest first. He might have the power to change something for so many people. He might have the opportunity to approve a project, a road, a community, or something to uplift the community. But if he does not live by the law of addition, therefore he lives by the law of subtraction. And if he lives by the law of subtraction, he says, what is in for me in order to approve this? And therefore, if there's nothing in for him, he will never approve it. Now, if you go look at great leaders of our times, Mother Teresa, great leader. Gandhi, great leader. Nelson Mandela, great leader. They had the possibility, the following, to have done everything for their own interest. But they decided to be leaders of addition, not leaders of subtraction. And by being leaders of addition, they are more recognized, more known as great leaders of the world than most of other people, because they were leaders of addition. You know, 90% of all people who subtract do so unconditionally. And in contrast, 90% of all people who add value do so intentionally. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. 90% of all people who subtract, who put their own interest first, do this unintentionally. But if you want to be a great leader, you need to know the law of addition. And the law of addition, in contrast, 90% of all people who add value do it intentionally. They wake up and they say, today I'm going to be a leader of value. Today I will be a leader of addition. Today I will live by the law of addition. Why? Why must this be intentional? Why must you live intentional? I think because human beings are naturally selfish. They live to survive. They live for their own interest. They're always trying to seek out what's best for them. Adding value requires me to live on purpose. Those are words I use so often. What is your vision of the future? What is your purpose? Because if you live on purpose, you'll be a leader of addition. And if you live on purpose, you will be a person of intention. You will wake up each day with intention. I live intentionally on purpose. I live on purpose. Therefore, I become a leader of addition. Wherever I go, I lead by adding value to people because I value people. It's making sense. The law of addition is really one of my favorites. It's if you live your life by addition, your life can only get better. Because every time someone sees you, they see this is a man of addition. Just by having him on my organization, doesn't matter what product or service that you are providing to the world. If you are a leader of influence, leadership is influence, and if you practice the law of addition, every company will want you to provide them that good or service because you always add value to people. So this is making sense. Add enough value to enough people and your efforts multiply. Add enough value to enough people, your efforts multiply. You have a team of 10. If you take each of those 10 people and you say, listen, I'm going to lead this team. I'm going to practice the law of addition. I'm going to lead these 10 people. Every day, intentionally, I'm going to add value to these people. I will be an addition to these people. What happens to those efforts? Those 10 people multiply your efforts. They start following you. They start respecting you. They start being an addition to your company, and they start multiplying your efforts. How do you grow a great business? Is by having a great team on your business. Having a great team on your business means you practice the adding value to people, and then therefore they will add value to your company, value to your customers, value to your suppliers, and value to your product, value to your service. And all of a sudden, you have built a great business. So let me ask you a few questions. Are you making things better for people who follow you? Are you making things better for people who follow you? So name 5 people in your personal life that are very close to you. Just write down, go and write down. Name 5 people in your personal life. You can mention your wife, your kids, whatever. Next to each name, write 3 ways you show them you care. Write the 5 names. Next to it, write to each name, write 3 ways you show them you care. So every single day, I wake up and I add value to them. How do you do that? Do you always have a great attitude towards them? Do you answer questions? Do you give them your time? Or are you very short-tempered with them? Don't you add value to them? How do you act? If you cannot write 3 ways you show them that you care daily, write 3 ways you are willing to do so. If you can't show me 3 ways that you are adding value to those people, write down 3 ways that you are willing to do so. Okay? Those are 5 people the closest to you. Every day. Are you just say 3 ways I'm adding value? Hey, I wake up each day and I phone someone and I say, listen, man, you know what? That thing you did last week was amazing. I just want to say thank you for caring and being of value to your community, or thank you for the leadership you showed. But add value to those people. You're always friendly. You give time. You teach. How other ways do you add value to those people? Bob Proctor says, well, one of the nicest things about having money, your money can work and add value to people, make a difference to people while you sleep. Now, name 5 people in your business life that you add value, right? That you lead. Now, 5 people in your business life that you lead. What is lead? Leadership is influence. Next to each of the name, write 3 ways that you display the actions every day, caring, sharing, and lifting them up. So you take 5 people in your team, in your business world, and how do you lead these people? How do you lead these people? So you see them a bit down and say, hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay with you? When you see people get out of line, when you see people not holding themselves to a high standard, do you hold them accountable right there, right then? Do you say, listen, can I speak to you? I see you came late today. Just want to speak about it. You know, in this company, we want to be early, never to be late. That's what we want to do. So I see you coming late. So how can I help you to be on time? Now, people can say that, no, that's not leading. No, that's leading. That's adding value. That's holding people accountable. So you always hold people accountable, but I want to be honest. I want to be honest when I hold people accountable. I don't want to just hold them accountable to show them that I'm boss. No, I'm coming from a place of value. I value people. I want them to get better because I know if they keep coming late, if they keep dropping the ball, if I don't hold them accountable, they're soon going to lose their job. And they could be a great person, a great diamond that just needs this help and this care. That's what they need. Okay? Now ask yourself, are you willing to do this without recognition? Are you willing to add value to other people without recognition? Are you willing to be a great leader? Are you always willing to lead, or do you always want to lead in front of people so people can say, hey, what a great leader you are? You always want recognition. What type of leader do you want to be? If you want to be that leader that always wants recognition, well, then are you truly an honest leader? Are you truly a leader of addition? No, you cannot. You cannot be a leader of addition if you do everything to promote yourself. Everything is about you. So you only do it because you want to add value to yourself. You want the recognition. You want to be the person. So therefore, that defeats the whole law of addition. Okay? Leading others to the law of addition by asking the following questions. How and when are you a servant leader? How and when are you a servant leader? When do you serve your people that you have the privilege of leading? How and when are you a servant leader? When do you get impatient and or resentful? When do you get impatient and or resentful? Write this down. Because are you a servant leader, or do you get impatient with people? Do you get resentful for people? Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Are there tasks beneath your dignity and positions? Are there tasks beneath your dignity and position? Make it a practice to perform small acts of service without seeking credit. I think that's the ultimate leader. That's the ultimate servant. See, leadership is not about people serving you. That's not leadership. Leadership is about you serving people in order to navigate them, in order to get them towards a vision. But as they are on this way, this journey with you, they are growing. They are growing. They are becoming better, and even can become better than you in a certain area. And what do the people closest to you value? What do the people closest to you value? Okay. So did you see those 5 questions? Okay, let me say them again. You guys can pause it, rewind it, listen to this thing. This thing's being recorded. Leading others to the law of addition by asking the following. How and when are you a servant leader? How and when are you a servant leader? When do you get impatient or resentful? Are there tasks beneath your dignity and position? Make it a practice to perform small acts of service without seeking credit. And what do the people closest to you value? That is the law of addition. I love the law of addition. I speak about it often. I call my people in and I tell them, listen, do you think you were an addition or subtraction today? Do you think you made the team better or worse? And a lot of times it has nothing to do with ability, but more with attitude. It's more about going the extra mile. That is the law of addition. Okay, guys? So I hope I added some value to your guys' lives today. You know, I decided every single Monday, and sometimes it's busy and then we can skip a Monday, but I've scheduled every single Monday for the rest of the year to come on here and just speak for 1 hour to you on some knowledge I have. Okay, on some knowledge I have on the topics I have in order to add value to your life. Because what I said, I've got big goals in my life, but I know I need to add value. I need to be an addition to people's lives. Some people might even look at this who I've never met before, and they saw this video, and 1 or 2 things added some value to their lives. I might never know it, but this 1 hour, if people come together for 1 hour, you know, there's so many negativity in the world right now, and there's no place where people can come together to be united with one cause where we say we can be successful. What do you want to go for? We live in abundance and we promote each other. We uplift each other and we go towards that. We're saying, listen, if we set a community and we belong to a community where things are possible, where we do believe in each other, where we don't bring each other down, but rather lift each other up. And if we can join a community like that, I call that Power Up 365, Power Up sessions, okay? Power up your greatness. If we can all just believe we are every single day getting better, powering each other up, that's what I want to create. This thing is for free. But if we all come together, your 2022 can be a so much better year in your life. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining me this Monday. I really appreciate it. Is there any questions? Anyone's got a question? Let me see if I can see any questions. Right. So if that is it, I hope I added value to you. I'll see you guys next week, Monday, as we move on to the next laws. We've already done 4 laws, and we move on to the next laws. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and I hope I added some value to your life. Go out there, be great leaders, and make a difference by adding value to other people. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.